ultimately, I think my message is to be one of hope, which I think is appealing to anyone. I think when a person knows and understands that there's hope, that it's easier to get out of bed. It's easier to face whatever it is that you face. It's easier to parent. It's easier to be in a friendship. It's easier to be an employee when there's hope. And ultimately, Jesus Christ is the only thing that brings true hope. So my deepest desire is that I can help people connect with that hope. I was called into ministry when I was just a kid. I remember that I was in probably the 3rd grade, and I remember reading a book about a missionary who'd been called by God when she was just a young child. And I remember at the end of that book very clearly saying, God, you can have whatever you want. I'm willing to do whatever it is you ask me to do. I started college with the full intent of pursuing youth ministry, and as I got into my first 3 years of school, I began to realize that the Lord was redirecting me to pursue ministry to children. And my ministry, choosing to walk into that ministry with children, I did so really reluctantly. And took an assignment as a children's pastor in a church just because I knew it would look good on my resume. I remember my husband and I getting in our little car every weekend, making the drive to Chicago to lead this children's church every week. And I would get up and I would literally dread it every single Sunday. And one Sunday in particular, I remember standing in front of those kids and what can only be described as the Spirit of God touching me. And I remember feeling differently from that point on. I got done with that service and I remember driving home looking out the window, and it suddenly hit me that the Lord had called me and prepared me all of this time to serve in ministry to kids. And so once again on that drive home, I remember saying that same prayer that I'd prayed when I was just in the 3rd grade. God, whatever it is you want me to do, even though I said I would never, I'm willing. And so from that time on, I began to serve in children's ministry and loved everything about it. I loved the challenge to become a new leader. I loved seeing what happens in the life of a kid when they're completely transformed. I loved seeing the light in a parent's eyes when I was able to encourage them. I love what ministry did to my own faith. I love the fact that it challenged me as a Christian. One of the things that I loved about the ministry assignments that I've had is that they have all allowed me to grow as a well-rounded leader. I've been given the opportunity to preach many times in the main service, and one of the challenges that I've enjoyed is learning to develop messages based on different demographics and different age groups. I think one of the things that qualifies me uniquely is that what you see is what you get. I want to be real. I want to be able to connect with people. I want people to know and understand it's normal to doubt and to question. It's normal to struggle. I want to be able to have fun with people. I want each person in that crowd to feel like they've been in an intimate conversation with me that challenges them and inspires them to leave differently than they came in. I want to be able to share the way that, not that I can help them, but the way that Christ can help them, and the hope and the message of hope that He brings. I want to be able to share that with my friends. I just love being used by Him, and once again, I'm at a point in my life where I'm willing to say, whatever it is, God, wherever it is, use me.